I just want to start off this video by saying thank you very much to all the people who have supported this program for all these years, and Miss Johnson, who has worked very hard to get where we are. I'm taking many things out of this program, but one thing I'm taking is my voice, how I have been able to realize that I have a voice and how I can use it now. Sharing my story is the number one thing that I can show my voice. Sharing my story, I have made many impacts on people's life, and I have made them realize that we're all different people, and that sometimes assuming stuff is really bad. It's better to get to know someone, to know who their story is and who they really are, because that shapes, everyone's story shapes who you are. I personally share my story with everyone. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, this is me, and I share my story. Why? Because I want them to know where I come from and why I think in a certain way and why my perspectives on certain things are that way. Because whatever we have been through, that shapes who we are and the way we think and the way we act. And so getting to know someone by their story says a lot, and you get to learn so much from them. All the times I've had mentees, the first thing I do is share my story. I put books aside, I put papers aside. I'm like, this is the first time we're meeting. We have to get to know each other. We have to build a friendship first before we get to work academically. Let's learn about each other and, you know, socialize with each other. I share my story with them, and it's amazing to see how I made the impact on them, and the way that they think changes real quick, because they realize that I'm coming from a very difficult background, and where I'm at right now, it's, you know, it's kind of good to see where people come from and where they get to a point where they are achieving a lot of goals. And so I have shared my story with them, and they have worked even better with me because we built a friendship first before we get to work. And that has been something that I would, you know, take with me too. And, you know, being able to use my voice for those who are silenced. I have figured out how I have my voice, and it's very powerful to see that I'm not afraid anymore. I used to be very afraid to just share my story, and seeing how like you make impacts on people's lives by just sharing your story, it's amazing. And I suggest you, yes, you who is watching this video, to share your story, because you matter, and you have to talk, you have to speak for those who are in silence, because you matter, and I know you're capable to do anything.